Yes.
Woo! That's an
Yes.
intro, bro. That's an intro.
Yes. Got to get us pumped up, baby. What is going
it.
on?
I
It's your
love
boy,
it. Brother. How are you?
Preston, Fat Samurai Guy, hanging out with a legend here, Christian motherfucking Sesma. Because we curse on this channel, on this podcast, baby. We don't give a fuck.
I'm like, this is how I roll.
That's right. That's right. But thanks again, man, for hanging out here in the dojo. It's an honor to have you here. And we're going to be talking action and martial arts. But welcome, my friend. How have you been?
Dude, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a nice Saturday out here in SoCal, so it's great.
Nice. Just relaxing, or are you just working on a script?
Well, no, I'm working on a few pitches, but it's like been coming down off of, it's been a weird weekend coming down off the couple weeks of roller coaster promos and the screenings and the premieres. So it's kind of, I'm the kind of guy that's like, it's nice to chill out. It's like romantic. Like, I'm going to just do nothing. And then I do nothing. I'm like, dude, I'm bored. I got to do something.
Copy that, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. It's great to have you here. We got people watching right now. Oh, martial artist legend Chucky watching. Fat Samurai Guy's show is so exciting. I can't wait to see this. Well, thank you, Chucky. It's always great having you here, man. And he'll be on the show in the future.
Awesome.
We got to get him in on the show. But yeah, man. So the audience watching right now, how did you get into the industry, man?
Ooh, here we go.
Motivations, inspirations. How did it all happen?
Well, look, I've been a movie buff my whole life, right? So I was always the movie nerd. That's like, dude, I mean, like my movie vault knowledge is pretty vast, right? But I didn't know that I was gonna, technically just be inspired to do this, right? So I come from the restaurant business. I went to school, San Diego State, graduated with a degree in anthropology. I had no idea that I was going to be a director, and graduated from school. Came back to the desert to franchise the family restaurant. I'm Mexican, right? So we had a Mexican restaurant for 30 years out here in Southern California, and my appendix ruptures. I ended up in the hospital for a month, right? It was really bad, really bad. It was septic shock. Okay, do you remember the episode of Sopranos where he gets shot and he's like Tony's shot and he's like open and he has that whole wound?
It was like that. Yeah.
That was exactly like that. Like identical. When we saw that episode, we're like, holy shit, fuck, that's what happened to me. Except I didn't have, I didn't get shot by gangsters, it was more probably like eating too much cake or something, but
yikes.
But on the hospital bed, no joke, I mean, true story, I read Robert Rodriguez, Rebel Without a Crew. And there was another Tarantino article that I read. And for whatever reason, man, I was inspired. I'm like, maybe I should try to do a short film, and wherever that idea came from, the movie gods, like literally I got on the mend. I picked up American Beauty and I picked up Pulp Fiction so I could learn how to write scripts. Because I knew I was a writer, and all through college I wrote a lot. Okay. But I didn't know how the format of writing scripts, and I was doing short stories and stuff like that. But so yeah, and then I taught myself how to write scripts, started getting going, picked up a $200 camera from Best Buy, and made my first short film. And that short film got into like the local Palm Springs Short Film Festival, which is kind of a thing. And like, for whatever miracle reason, they let my short film on. Cause I mean, now looking back, it looks like a 5-year-old made it. Right. But it did. And somehow that kind of led to the next. I was like, man, I think I'm kind of good at this. Like, this feels right. And then I did another short film called Things That Go Above the Night that was kind of action-y. And I'm like, this kind of feels cool. Like, this is my vibe. And then I just knew that if I was going to do this for real and be taken seriously, I had to make a feature. So I did two, like, I literally, like my whole career has been like trial by fire, right? So it's like third time picking up a camera. I like was scrounged up 15, 20 grand from family members. Like my rich aunt, everybody has that one rich aunt or whatever, I go to that rich aunt. She gives me some money. My parents give me a little bit of money. I put in a little bit of money, and I make my first feature for like $17,000. Right? Wow. It gets bought. It gets bought by this company called Westlake Entertainment out in the Valley. And it gets put out, man. It gets put out like in Best Buy and Blockbuster videos, like the last of Blockbuster and Fry's. And so for me,
oh my God, Fry's. He said Fry's. Oh my God,
dude. Fry's Electronics. I remember going to Fry's and going, "Oh, you do shit! My movie's there."
That's awesome.
So that's my story, man. Like the reality is like, third time picking up a camera, did a feature, it got bought and released, and kind of the rest is history. I just was like, this is definitely what I'm meant to do, and I just started just doing it, just doing one after the other. And I feel like that was like my film school, and I feel like my real thesis project for movies was this movie called Shoot the Hero, which was like my third movie ever did. And that was, that's the one. That was the one. Shoot the Hero, man. That one was the one that kind of was like, okay, like it was a real movie, and it had real actors in it, and it was like definitely on brand as well.
Yeah.
And like it was like 2000. It came out in 2010, and it was like the first time. Like I remember it came out. Everybody's like, why are you doing action and comedy in the same movie? It's just too weird. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is awesome. Because I was just coming off of like The Big Hit and movies like that. I was like, Big Hit's awesome, Ben Ramsey's on me. So it was like, and so, I did that. And so that's kind of started solidifying this brand of kind of action thriller, action comedy, stuff like that.
There's been action comedies for years. What are you talking about?
Bro, I never got it. And maybe they just didn't see that on the indie level, that felt. And I think for myself, dude, like I've always tried to feel as mainstream as possible.
Right.
I'm always like, in my brain, I'm like nutty. I'm trying to try to make sure this feels like a studio picture, even though we have like what their catering budget for one day is or some shit.
Yeah, copy that. Hey, that's what it's all about, though.
Yeah.
Movie magic. But it's awesome, man. You got the filmmaking bug, and with every project, like you said, that was your film school.
Yeah.
With every project, you learned that and got better as you went along. You know, that's awesome, man. But right here, I mean, you got the legend Danny Trejo up in here.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Jason Mewes, but Fred Williamson. I actually met Fred at a convention, and he's like the coolest, laid back brother, man.
I live in Palm Springs, and he lives out here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So funny enough, Fred and his wife used to go to my family's Mexican restaurant all the time. And so when I started getting into business, they're like, "Oh, you're getting into business?" And everybody's like, when they first started getting into business, everybody's like, "Oh, good for you, man," and they just kind of blow it off because you're like, everybody's trying to do it.
Right.
But as things started progressing, it started becoming a thing. And so like when we did Shoot the Hero out here, I'm like, we got to get Fred in this thing.
Yeah.
And so it was like a fun thing. But Jason Mewes, man, Jason Mewes playing straight-laced dude was awesome.
Yeah, he's been in several of your projects that we'll talk about in a second here.
Yeah.
But when I met Fred, I had to have him sign a photo of him from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have him sign that. You got to represent. What's some of your favorite films?
I think, we go through this quite a bit, especially like on the press tour thing. It's like, I think my number one is I always default to James Cameron's Aliens. I think Aliens is probably up there. It's for me, a perfect movie.
You beat me to the punch. That's what I was about to say. But yeah, 27x40 poster right over there, brother.
Yeah, man.
Aliens versus Predator shelf back here. Got represented.
That's my shit. I mean, it's kind of like I'm an 80s kid, so I grew up in like the Lucas Spielberg era of everything. And so, yeah man. So like, I'm that guy that's having like film nerd arguments with like other guys that are just like, oh, it's fucking Kubrick and Clockwork Orange. I'm like, fuck that. It's fucking Die Hard and like Aliens, dude. It's look, I love all movies. Like Kubrick's awesome, but I'm just saying, like, I'm the guy that's like in my DNA as a filmmaker. It's always gonna be
those are the inspirations and stuff.
Yeah, Cameron, McTiernan, Lucas, Spielberg, like those guys of that era were taking genre films 100% serious.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I heard a quote. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jaws, but I heard a quote. I think I may say this quote wrong, but I could have sworn I heard something when Jaws came out. Roger Corman said, "Well, we're done." Why? Because somebody took the monster movie film genre seriously, like he did with Jaws.
Right.
But we love Corman. Corman's got some great stuff out there.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man.
Yeah. But yeah,
Richard Dreyfuss coming back to the shark genre.
Yeah, and you've had him in several of your projects already. Yeah,
this summer, Dreyfuss is back with sharks.
Yeah, I saw that coming up soon. I thought this is a perfect segue.
Yeah,
perfect segue.
I thought that's what we were going to segue to, but yeah.
No, just talking movies, man. How cool is that? Richard Dreyfuss coming back to another shark movie.
Yeah, it's called Into the Deep. It comes out during Shark Week, and so getting Dreyfuss back
this year or next year?
This year.
Oh shit!
In July.
All right.
So getting Dreyfuss back for a shark movie was not easy, man. Like it was a hard pitch. Like I'm friends, we're friends with them. We're friends with his wife. And I mean, we are like my wife. Like they're like the grandparents. They're like the cool grandparents that you can like kick it with.
Yeah, yeah,
So when this movie came about, we went to go shoot this in Thailand, and I was like, man, Saban is putting this one out, and they're like, if you can get Dreyfuss and greenlight this right now. So I'm like, bam, dude, Richard, man. He was like, oh no, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do it after Piranha. Piranha, I swore I was never doing these fucking movies again. He's like, no joke. He goes, if I have to fucking tell fucking Steven that I did another shitty shark movie, I was like, I promise you that's not how it's gonna go. So no pressure.
Yeah, he's in good hands with you.
Well, this one it's a straight thriller. It's not even a creature. Like I played it like not a creature feature. I played it like Captain Phillips with sharks. It's almost like that's kind of like shit gets taken by mercs and like drug smugglers and pirates.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
But below is there's sharks,
Yeah, that's what's up for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have you back on the dojo, and when that comes out, man, we got to talk about that for sure. I'm just gonna look up the poster here. Oh yeah, poster. I'm sold with the poster. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I wonder what the final poster. That's like our temp key art. But
okay.
I like it. I like what they did. So
yeah, you're gonna have you return. But yeah, we love us some thrillers here on the channel as well.
Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah. How was it working with? I mean, obviously you worked with him several times, so obviously you enjoyed working with Luke Goss. Who I still say, I've been saying this for years. Luke Goss is one of the most underrated actors. He's so underrated. But how was it working with him?
Well, it's like Goss, dude. That was Del Toro's guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Goss wasn't, in the game. I mean, that was Del Toro's guy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Blade 2, Hellboy 2, friggin', I mean, like Luke is a talent, dude. And not just that, me and Luke we just had a great, and probably still do. I'm just saying, like, we have a great working relationship. Nice. You know what I mean? Like he's a tried and true consummate professional on and off set. He brings it. He tries to elevate anything he's doing, whatever it is. And I still like Night Crew is still one of my all-time favorites from my own personal like movie library.
Yeah.
But dude, Luke's awesome. Luke's awesome, and he's just a pleasure to work with, which is in this business not always the case.
Right.
So you want to celebrate the people that you love working with and try to work with them again and again. So I mean that's one of those things, which is why I'm sure we have people like Scorsese and Tarantino and all these guys are working with a lot of the same guys all the time.
Yes, well said. And I've always been a fan of him since Blade 2 and Hellboy 2, and I just kept following his career. And yeah, man, he's extremely underrated. I would love to interview him in the future.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and he's a great musician too. Dude, he can sing. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in a band, right?
He was like they were like the new kids on the block of the UK.
I have to look this up.
Yeah, no. I mean, they sold out Wembley. I mean, they sold out Wembley. They played Wembley. I mean, they were giant.
That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. British fans are huge. I mean, that's basically like seeing the Wahlberg or something like that.
Right.
Goss brothers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How was it working with Val?
So first of all, awesome. So the funny thing, I had a movie that fell through in Louisiana this summer of 2019. The producer and I had to drive home from Louisiana to California because we won't get into how we got kind of abandoned there. So I mean, like I said, the horror stories of production are probably, like they always say, the story of making the movies usually better than the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Story. So I mean, fuck, dude. There's 1,000 horror stories that we as filmmakers don't really talk about. But so we're driving back home, and Tombstone's again one of my top 5, right? Like I'm a giant Western fan.
Yeah.
So we do like a detour in Tombstone, and we're like, fuck, we've never been to Tombstone. We went to Tombstone. It was fucking awesome. We're walking around the thing. It was awesome. It was a cool vibe. And so we get back from a failed project, technically, and probably like the financing didn't come through. I mean, that happens so much in this business. And an opportunity to make pay dirt comes up, and they're like, dude, we got a little bit of money. I know you're coming off this project. You can do whatever you want. You can shoot it in your backyard. You want to do it? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. I need to pay the mortgage, dude. I mean, like I said, as a working artist, a lot of projects are about fuck, we got to pay the bills. You
Yeah,
know,
that's right. Yeah,
they're not all your babies. You know,
that's right. Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not all your babies. They're not all the ones that you're like, fuck yeah, I can't wait. Sometimes you're just like,
Got to eat.
you got to eat.
Got to eat, brother.
Like I'm married. I have 2 daughters. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like, so it's like you gotta, as a working artist, you gotta put fucking food on the table. And
Right.
if you're doing it by making movies, which is a miracle, you know, sometimes you got to do projects. So this was kind of one that ended up like a cool little flick. And, you know, I called up Goss. I go, dude, you want to come back to the desert and fuck off and have some fun with a cool little like crime heist thing? Really simple.
Yeah.
And then we were able to get, you know, Val was looking for a job and he was just coming off Maverick. They just shot Maverick.
Okay.
Right? They just shot Maverick and they're like, Val's working for a job, looking for, you know, but he can't talk.
Right.
And I was like, I don't care. It's fucking Val Kilmer, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's Doc Holliday. That's fucking Iceman. Like I will dub him over.
Yeah.
Like I'll dub him completely, dude. Let's just if he can physically do it,
Right.
I'll dub him over. And that's what we did. We meet Val. He was awesome, dude. He was so fun, really cool. He got his art studio in Hollywood, and his daughter walks in, and his daughter is like a theater actor, and there's a daughter character in the movie, and I was like, dude, does your daughter want to play your daughter in this movie? And that was it, man. Sold, done and done. And so it was the first time they acted together, and probably I think they haven't done it since. But they ended up doing a cool little father-daughter movie together, and they got to share scenes, and you know, we got to dub Val. And I thought, you know, a lot of people don't think that's him unless you know that. I mean, a lot of people think that's him unless you know that he really can't speak, you know.
Right. Right.
So awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And he was great in Maverick. I mean, he didn't have to say anything. He was great.
Yeah, he was great.
How cool is that? How was it working with RZA here?
Man, that's another one. RZA is the shit. I mean, it's like, so we do this movie. So right after Night Crew, we went right into do this little movie, AWOL. And for me, again, like I had just done one with Goss. I was like, okay, we're gonna do another one, sure. But for me, you know, and Bokeem came back. So it was kind of like we were just kind of reunited all over again, doing another movie really quick. But really, it was because Bokeem and RZA are really close, right? So I was like, God, yeah, I want to work with the RZA. I'm a giant Wu-Tang fan. I mean, you kidding me? Like that's everything I grew up with. So
that's right.
The opportunity to work with him was cool. And it's a cool little movie, but it was one of those things, like a piece of business. It was fun. But, you know, it really got me good at RZA. And then what people don't know that RZA and I were writing Man with the Iron Fist 3 for Universal 1440. Oh. And that was supposed to be a crazy. So back, like, the real thing was I was bringing RZA, like Kane and Kung Fu, from Asia to the Old West. And he was going to do Iron Fist guy, a character in the Old West.
Okay. Sold.
It was going to be sick. And it was going to be hanging with the Chinese workers on the railroads doing Kung Fu badassery. It was going to be so sick. But again, you know, like I said, so many projects don't get done, and for a variety of reasons. So.
Is he still wanting to do, in the future, a third film?
I don't know.
Probably not.
No idea. I don't know if he's going to do a third film.
Okay. But that would have been epic.
Oh my God.
That would have been epic. So You're the guy to do it. To do it justice.
About it, dude, I was like, bro, I get to do fucking Tombstone and Kung Fu and Iron Fist all together.
That's it.
Yeah, it was going to be the shit.
Throwing that Shaw Brothers and that Golden Harvest magic. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But speaking of martial arts, boom. What? Starring the power couple here.
The guys.
Yeah, this was the first time when I saw the trailer to this way back. This was the first time I saw Gillian in action, and I was like, "Oh shit, she's legit. She's legit.
Real deal."
How was it working with them?
Also, I mean, look, I mean, when you talk about, you know, Black Power couple, that's it. I mean, that's just the excellence. You know what I mean? It's just they're just they're incredible people. They're incredible martial artists. You know, obviously, Jai White it's not even just a martial artist. You're talking, it's a master. You know, I mean, it's just like you're not talking about like a guy that does, you know, oh, I'm a black belt karate down the street. It's like, nah, dude, this guy's a, you know, multiple degree master.
Legit.
So, and somebody that did martial arts for a long time. Understand, my uncle was a Sifu. I did Kung Fu for so many years and things. So it's like, I understood what it is to be around another actual master, you know? So coming around him, I was like, man, it's like being back home with my uncle and all my, you know, that kind of stuff. So it was awesome. And the interesting thing is Take Back was no joke, the first movie in California that was shooting during the pandemic.
Oh my goodness.
So it was
Wow.
like, dude, and the only reason why, so we did Take Back and every last one of them during the pandemic, when everything was shut down because we shot it in my backyard. We shot it here in the Coachella Valley. So we shot
Wow.
the Coachella Valley because I had all the resources, like locations, everything was like set. So, shout out to 101 Films for taking the leap and giving us the budget to do these two back to back during the pandemic when everything was shut down and
Yeah.
nobody was working. So we were
Wow.
able to do these two cool little flicks, for not a lot of money, but we did them and they're
Yeah.
fun. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it kept us working at a
Gotcha.
time when nobody was working.
Yeah. Copy that. Hey, opportunities there. You got to take it, man. How cool is
Got it,
that?
man. You did,
Yeah.
yeah. I've always been the filmmaker. Like I never say like I'm never the one to give up in it. Like and be like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, I will figure it the fuck
We
out.
gonna make it happen. We gonna
Bro,
do
I'm
it.
Latino, bro. I'm
Yeah.
Mexican. We don't fucking play that. It's like our culture is like we figure it the fuck out and make it
Right.
happen.
Yeah.
They go, oh no, it's just not fitting my vision. It's like, no, fucking let's go.
Let's
Let's make
do
it
it.
happen.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always intimidating on the screen. But I met him in
He's
person.
intimidating in real life. I mean,
Well,
he's
when I,
chill. Yeah,
yeah, when I met him in real life, he was like relaxed. He was like a big sweetheart.
he
He
is. He
called
really
me
is.
big man. I'm like, really? He's like, hey, what's up, big man?
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's a
dude,
nice,
you're
great guy.
huge. What are you talking about?
Yeah, great
But
guy.
he's a nice guy, yeah. Man, I absolutely loved the Night Crew, brother.
Me too.
Dude, this was like right up my alley. Everybody watching this right now, if you have not seen the Night Crew, please watch it. It's
Yeah,
streaming right now. Please watch it. Was not expecting it. I didn't know what to expect. I just went in. I was like, oh, Luke Goss is in it. Let me watch.
yeah,
And man, dude, this had the Warriors vibes. This was like Judgment Night with guns
yeah,
in a way. Like this was so good. And then you have that little bit of a horror spice on it. We're gonna put some of
yeah,
that horror spice.
yeah.
And I love how it led up to it. You didn't just like reveal it right away.
Right.
The big reveal, which I won't reveal here.
Sure.
But man, dude, this was legit. Great action. You get to see. I don't know if Bukim has any other movies in his filmography where he cut somebody's arm off.
I don't know. I don't know.
So I
But
think
God bless. I mean, but Bokeem's been working a lot. I mean, he
yeah,
is on fire. So
yeah,
I mean, he's again, Bokeem, my boy,
yeah,
one of the best I've worked with. Just as
yeah,
is a pleasure. So he's awesome.
yeah. But yeah, I was like, this is amazing. Bukim just cut that guy's arm off. But yeah, satisfying action. Enjoyed the cast. Paul Sloan, which you've worked with in several features, he's a badass.
Yep.
This was so good, man. So
Yeah.
good.
No, I agree. It's one of my favorites. So like it's still one I'm extremely, extremely proud of. It's absolutely something that was like for me on brand, as I said. It's something that I, co-wrote, directed, and produced, and really again shot it out here in my backyard
Yeah,
and did what kind of we got loose on it. It was interestingly enough when we talk about just how life works, and I really thought that this was going to be the project that goes, okay, dude, this guy, we take it to a different level.
yeah,
But at the time when it got, so much of this business is out of our control once we make the movie.
right,
So it's like the release was weird, how it went out was weird. It didn't get the love I felt it deserved. It still doesn't feel like it deserved. It still feels like it's been unseen.
right.
Because I mean, dude, this movie's good. Like
Yeah,
this is one I always flex on. People are like, what do you
yeah,
think? I'm like, dude, watch Night Crew all the time.
yeah,
Because it's
exactly.
something that it was unfucked with, like, and I mean that for real. Like I wasn't fucked with this one. Like there was no producers doing this, that, and the other. There
Right.
wasn't
Yeah.
somebody else over here was like, Christian, go, just do you.
There you go.
It just
Yeah.
go do you and fucking kick ass with it, and we did. And so I
Yeah.
think it shows, when you have
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're able to really get your vision supported.
Yeah, for sure. But you got guys like me. I'm spreading the word
Fuck yeah,
right here, God damn it.
yeah, that's
That's
right.
right. The Night Crew,
Keep it
buy it
real.
on DVD, watch it digitally. Let's go. Is there a Blu-ray of it?
I don't know. I think so. I think there
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Buy it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray for
yeah,
sure.
it's good.
It's really, really good, man.
Yeah,
The action scratches the itch.
yeah,
Really enjoyed it for sure.
yeah.
Possible sequel.
Again, this is one of those ones I was trying to set up. I'm like, dude, we could go off on this. And
Yeah.
I've always been the guy. I still haven't done a sequel, and I've always wanted to, just because it's a fun flex. Like we're doing a fucking another one,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who
Fingers
knows?
crossed.
Who knows?
Who
Night
knows
Crew
in the
would be-
future?
Night Crew would be awesome.
Yeah. Vigilante Diaries. So did this start out as a series and then it got a film?
Yes. So, man, Vigilante Diaries is as crazy and bonkers and all over the place as the movie is. So after Night Crew, we get when the internet started doing like web shows, and a new platform was launching called chill.com. And they were like, dude, we want, we can debut a series, like a web series. Remember it was like 2013, 2014 when like web series started happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. They're like, what do you have? And so Paul and I, being the fucking nerds that we are, were so pissed off that there was no good Punisher out. And I thought he's such a Frank Castle. You know what I mean? Like we're like, let's do our own fucking Marvel version of Punisher, like rated R.
Oh,
Crazy
man.
action, it's crazy action, but it's also fun, and there's comedy and it's zany. So we came up with this concept of what if Jason Mewes' character goes on a ride along with this fucking street superhero, And so we shot 20 minutes of a first episode, or it's actually 2, but they broke it up into 2. But it was really a 22-minute episode web series episode of a show.
Yeah,
it was Vigilante Diaries, and it's this first thing. And so we debuted at Comic-Con. It was fun. Jason Mewes coming back. We were having a blast with it. And then the app goes under, and so we're stuck with this. And then a fellow producing partner at the time, and then Oscar Okopian is a buddy, comes over and was like, dude, I'll fund that if you want to make it. You got 20 minutes. Let's just go shoot another hour, and you have a movie.
Yeah.
So Paul and I go back. We're like, okay, let's reverse engineer and start trying to hodgepodge a story together based off of this first 20 minutes. And so we go shoot a feature, right?
Nice.
And we bring in Rampage and a bunch of other guys and really make it this really crazy, like graphic novel style thing. So we show that to some execs, and they're like, this is really good. We're going to give you some more money to go shoot a new beginning, a bigger beginning, and a bigger ending.
Hell yeah.
So then we bring in Jai White. It's almost like we shot that movie 3 times. Like we shot the web series.
Yeah.
Then we shot the first feature, right?
Right.
And then we shot the second feature where we go to Armenia because the producer is Armenian, and he has the whole fucking country locked. So we go to Armenia and do this crazy third act where we're like doing this Mission Impossible style flick.
Yeah.
And it became what is eventually Vigilante Diaries, which again for me is like it's a flex from a directing standpoint. A story it's very difficult because it's all over the place. But I think that was the style. It's diaries. You're just taking chapters of this adventure. But that movie is awesome. It's crazy too. So that's a really fun, crazy movie. But it's also big scope. For an independent film, it has giant scope. It's a huge flex, and it was HBO's first under $1 million movie that got acquired in like a decade, and it was on HBO Go for like 2 years. It was
nice.
Awesome.
Congrats, man. Well, I'm sold already from the cover and the cast.
Oh yeah, Vigi. I mean, dude, Vigi was an era, man, because it went from the web series to the first feature to the second revised feature, and then to the release. So it was bonkers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right up my alley, man. Right up my alley.
No, Vigilante. Yeah. Okay, you haven't. It's on Prime too. That one's fun. So that one's really fun.
All right. So you guys got some homework. Watching right now. The Night Crew and Vigilante Diaries. Let's go. Catch up. Yeah. But this, man, love this. Oh my God. Section 8, baby. Yeah, man. This was badass, kick ass. Really enjoyed this. I mean, love the plot synopsis, but I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. Ah, fuck it.
Is there
fuck it. I just every time, well, right. Every time there's a lot of movies with similar plot synopsis, right? We got to get the guy and make the team together. I mean, you can go all the way back to the Dirty Dozen if you want. But I love the fact that this group that recruited him is they're not really the good guys.
Right.
I was like, yo, I like that. I like
Yep.
that, man. Yeah. So how was it? How was it working with Dolph?
Dolph was awesome, man. Like, it's interesting that he only shot a few days on the project and this, that, and the other because we were split between an LA shoot and the Coachella Valley shoot, right? So we shot a lot of this here in the Valley. So we were split between that. He was great, and then then we have Ryan Quanten, man. Big props to Ryan. He was incredible.
Oh yeah,
Ryan,
he was great. He was great.
Ryan's awesome.
Yeah.
So it just was like a really. And because I also think it's because I had just done, not just done, but like Night Crew and Vigilante Diaries are other team up movies. So I felt like I really had the ability to wrap my head around a team up picture and make sure that these kind of ensemble-y kind of things get their fair share due. It's like when you're shooting these things, it's very interesting. You got to make sure that each character gets their fair share of arc,
Yeah.
So I think that those movies prepare me to be able to easily tackle Section 8. And then for me, it was to be able to work with Scott for the first time was like, here we are, the man.
Yeah. And Scott killed it in the film as well. Shout out to Scott Adkins. I loved the end finale fight in the kitchen in the apartment, man. That was brutal.
Yeah, shout out.
That was hard hitting, man.
Tadros for lending us his house. Shout out to my boy Mark. Yeah, man. We're gonna shoot. We need a house fight. He's like, yeah, go shoot. You can use my house as a location. It's fine. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. I'm like, okay. It's obviously in the movie it looks like we fucked that house up.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. But yeah, it was so satisfying. Just love the plot, love the twists and turns. What's it called? My boy, I gotta give him a shout out. Hold on a second. I've been watching so many of his movies recently.
Who's that?
But Dermot Mulroney, man.
Yeah.
That guy is great, man. He's so good.
Yeah. And for working with Dermot, obviously we brought him back for Lights Out right after that. But Dermot, again, consummate professional. He's a legend. I mean, he's done so much work. He has a huge library of films. And there's a reason why, because of he has an incredible work ethic. He's an incredible talent, and he's just a pleasure to work with. So, I mean, obviously, as a filmmaker, we're going to want to work with people we want to work with. So,
and he was great in Lights Out as well as this movie. And Ruthless, when I was interviewing Art Camacho on the show not too long ago, he was great in Ruthless, man, for sure. Movie. Yeah, but Section 8 is legit. If you guys have not seen it, make sure you check it out. It's a lot of fun and badass.
Yeah,
but now we have arrived, baby. We have arrived. Let's get into it.
Lights
out, baby.
Lights out. Here we are.
You don't see the worst parts of humanity and it not be affected, not be screwed up. It's gonna change the world until the world changed me. I saw you last night. More importantly, I saw that look in your eyes. You got a lot of anger inside you. And if you don't find a way to let that out, it's gonna eat you alive. Enlighten me. An outlet.
Yes! Tonight we'll bring in 150.
Thank you.
Is this your guy?
Yeah.
You think you got what it takes?
Why don't you place the bet and find out?
Are you ready for a fight? Your boy just killed a cop. LAPD! Everyone clear the place out now!
What kind of cops you got, man?
LAPD caught with money, dope, and guns.
These are bad cops.
Just make sure nothing comes back to haunt us.
We need to end this. Wasn't sure exactly what he needed, so I brought a few options. Let's do it.
Light him up! Come on!
I haven't seen your face around here.
Nope. I'm new.
Woo!
Yeah, yeah, baby. Hey, ho,
Lights out.
what? That trailer and movie scratched the action itch, baby. Oh yeah, man. Really, really enjoyed it. So
I
let's
would
go
hope
ahead
it
and
does. Yeah.
yeah. How did this project come about? We're gonna watch it again, and
Okay.
you're gonna give us some BTS stuff behind the scenes. But
Yeah.
before we do that, how did this project come about?
So same producing team, Brandon Burrows and my boy Chad Law.
Yeah,
Chad
shout
Lee.
out to those two brothers, man. Shout out to those guys.
So we had just come off of Section 8, right? So we
Yeah.
just wrapped Section 8, no joke, had a great time. We knew that was going to come together good. Brandon, the producer, had the opportunity and he had a window for Grillo and Mackay in February, like right away. And he was like, here's the script. You want to go right off the bat? You want to go? And I'm like, fuck, dude, we just wrapped,
Yeah.
And he was like, we got the opportunity. Again, what did I say? Mexicans don't say no, bro. We go, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's figure it out, right? So we take like the holidays off, and then we're January 1st, we were right back in it. And I think we had like 2 weeks off, and we were right back in prep, and we start shooting like a month later. So it went really fast. I got the script. I'm like, this is going to be a fun Roadhouse style script. And for me, again, the idea was to kind of make it, it's definitely like Roadhouse, Lionheart, this, that, and the other. The idea is how do we ground that so it doesn't go off in like cheese territory? Like a lot of times these movies go off rails, and you're like, man, this is fucking whack. Like this is not something I want to do. So it was a challenge. I knew that was the challenge for me, and to make kind of cool, grounded LA flick, and make it more street brawler, because like the idea. I knew that with the choreo and things like that, this wasn't a slick choreo fight movie. My thing, like, we didn't have the time. We didn't have that. We didn't have the time to make it that way either. So, and we always talked about trying to make this more street level, like these like if you YouTube fucking backyard brawl, there's shit like this all over the country of just
Street beefs. You got street beefs.
Exactly. Street beefs, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is exactly this world. And I'm like, when you see this world, they're not polished fighters. If they're polished fighters, they'd be in UFC, or they'd be like pro boxing.
Yeah.
So the idea was
you can call them technical brawlers.
Technical brawlers. Yeah. They have skill for sure. But they're not. So the idea was to make it this world, you know what I mean? And so kind of make it so we were going to have those fights support that idea. So here we are.
And you have this legend returning. Look at that. Look at old Scott there.
Man, I should have given you. I love him. Yeah, I should have given you. There's a BTS video that I have of he's fighting the guy in that little hallway, and he's like smashing the dude's head against the wall, but the wall wasn't supposed to give. The wall, the wall wasn't. He was just supposed to smash the guy's head, but the wall, for whatever reason, was like. It was they had just put drywall in or whatever, like the gym coach. And so when we started smashing dude's head in, the drywall starts cracking, and I'm like, oh, that looked good. And so at the end of the shot, Scott's like, oh fuck, we fucked up their gym. And so it was fun.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But let's take a look at it again, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have some fun, man. Lights out. Let's go.
Here we go. We're gonna give you the full behind the scenes here. Here we go.
All right.
Unedited.
All right. So how many days did it take to film Lights Out again?
It was 18 days.
Okay. Wow, that's impressive.
First shot, not Grillo. That's Grillo's stunt double. Right.
Wow.
So yeah. So there's like, obviously as filmmakers, we get to like run around with stunt doubles all the time and get a lot of super cool shots, right?
Oh yeah.
So, this was one of my favorites. I always kind of make sure that I always have a few really signature shots of mine that I can kind of flex on the scope, so this was something that I knew that we were going to reuse in this movie quite a bit as his kind of PTSD, but I wanted like a really big kind of epic war shot, that
was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, this was that. So we were like, yo, Fitzy, who's like an amazing stunt double, and it's Frank's guy. Like, dude, jump in this shot. Let's do this. So, I mean, these were a lot of these bits.
And huge shout out to the stunt team. I mean, this channel's all about supporting those guys.
All day. Fucking, dude, they make these movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great shot. Beautiful.
Yep.
The whole opening, kind of similar to Section 8. Great opening action set pieces for both movies, man.
Same location, too.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Same location.
You would never know. You would never know.
No, which is the American Sniper location. So that's where
Ah,
they shot American Sniper in Santa Clarita, California.
okay.
That's where we shot
All
that.
right. Yeah, I thought that was definitely one of the most dynamic and interesting things about this movie was our lead here dealing with the PTSD. You know, it's interesting. It's funny. Right before I watched this, I was a day earlier. I was a guest on another channel, the
Yeah.
entertainment headquarters, and we were reviewing First Blood.
Oh, dude, we
Yeah,
talked about that quite a bit with this.
yeah.
You
So it
know,
was
it
like
was
perfect.
yeah, it
Going
was
from
kind of
First
like
Blood to Lights Out, it was perfect segue. Yeah,
yeah, we were trying to make a grounded drifter, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
so I mean, obviously Grillo and his personality and his background,
And his perfect hair.
perfect hair all the time. It does yeah, I don't even know if he puts shit in it. You know, it just happens like that, you know? Yeah, so it just we wanted to make that was not unintentional. And obviously, you know, shout out to Chad for writing that. Like that
Yeah,
idea was definitely First Blood is definitely that, no doubt about it.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, so good.
Quiver, blah blah blah. Yup.
And
My boy, my dude
yeah,
Mackay. Again, when Brandon, the producer, was like, "What do you think of Mackay?" I go, "I fucking love Mackay. Are you kidding me?" Like, you know, these are guys that, of course, that Mackay's been in the game for 30 years, you
oh
know.
yeah,
And so I was like, he would be an amazing Max, and just kind of working off of real, like that would be a really good buddy team up, you know. And again, I think Mackay grounds this movie and kind of keeps it propelling forward for what he's doing, you know.
yeah. They don't know that he killed it in the film, and they both have great chemistry.
Very
And
nice.
I
They're
love
really
how they're kind of fucking with each other too along the way, which
oh
is
yeah,
great.
yeah, and that was all fun, natural stuff. I mean, we knew early on, like you know, when we first before you know in prep, you know, I went to Grillo's house and Mackay went there, so we all kind of met up, and I knew from then like these guys are going to be good. They're going to get along well, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah. He was great. It's funny. I just recently showed my wife High School High. Is it High School High or How High? I'm trying to remember which one.
How
Sci-fi.
high was Cooley High too, right?
I'm trying to remember which
Yeah,
one. The one he was in, which was
yeah,
hilarious, with John Lovitz. Yeah,
right.
I just showed her that movie and we were busting up laughing, man. We were
Yeah,
cracking
how
up.
high? I think that's how high.
Yes, there you go. There you go. How high? Yeah. And Paul back here, another great seasoned actor.
Oh yeah, and that's Luke Fontaine, our stunt coordinator, right here on the right.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that's him.
Nice. Shout
So
out.
yeah, shout out to Luke Fontaine. Fun, yeah.
Let's go.
Little known thing. Let's see. Go back. I wonder if you could freeze it on the pool, on the scoreboard there inside the pool hall. That's like Easter egg right there. It's on the pool hall scoreboard. It's my daughter, me, my daughter, my wife, and my name right there. There you go.
Oh, that's great.
You
That's
see it at
hilarious.
Sesma. It's like, yeah, it's hilarious. Little
Nice.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, let's go.
I
Roadhouse,
mean,
baby.
look, I mean, Grillo's the real deal. I mean, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's a real deal. And funny enough, so like, you know, I've been a fan of Grillo's for a long time. And I used to go to Fortune's boxing in LA with a buddy of mine, Rodney Rings, Tuddy. And we used to like work out there all the time. So we used to, you know, I used to train, like work out with all the dudes, hit mitts and whatever. And Grillo used to be there. I mean, he fucking like lives there still, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be like, dude, this guy's legit. I'd watch him. You know, as a director and also as somebody who's like slang leather before, you know, you're like,
Yeah.
can this guy for reals fucking bang? And he can hit for real, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So it was one of those things like, okay, he's the real deal. There's a few guys in Hollywood that, you know, they look good on camera, but they're not fighters and they really couldn't scrap, you know? And then you
Right.
know, there's other guys that are like him that you're like, okay, he has skills for real. I mean, other fucking Mario Lopez has mad skills too. Like that's another buddy that was at the gyms all the time. You're like, it's Mario. You're like, Mario will knock you the fuck out, bro. Like it's like that dude is legit. So, you know, anyways, but yeah, you see that front and center in the way Frank moves and that kind of swagger as he goes.
Oh,
through.
yeah, for sure. I remember that. I think it was a Netflix series he was hosting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Touring
Fight
around the
World.
world and the different, yes, yeah, the
Fight
different
World,
martial
so
arts.
good.
Yeah, martial arts styles. But yeah, enjoyed you know, this motivation here.
Yep. By the way, my mom's rest in peace. It's a different name, but those are her death dates on that headstone. That's another.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you look at that, that's her birthday and the day she passed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Honoring your mother, man. That's what
My
that's
mom, a little
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And which is going to, I'll segue to something about me and my father a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, great stuff here. But yeah, the way it's fucking with each other, man, it's so
Yeah.
good. And we get the technical
Yeah.
brawling.
And we go in.
Let's go. And was there I enjoyed the little x-ray
It's
inserts,
funny.
man. That was
Funny
fun.
enough, that was not my idea. I didn't like it at first.
Oh, okay.
This was Brandon, the producer's idea at the end, like in the 11th hour. Because
Right.
again, we felt that we were, nervous that we didn't have enough fight in the movie. Like there's action, but the
Yeah.
choreo was light, and we knew it. And there's a few reasons why. Like we won't get
Right.
into that, but there's a few reasons why. So we were like, how do we beef these fights up and milk it as much as possible? And he was like, man, what if we did this? And so he sent over some shots like that. And I was like, fuck. I mean, as a director, you're the protector of the tone of the movie, right? So
Right.
for me, I was like, man, is this veering to left field? Are we going off a little bit? Is this cool? Is
Yeah.
it cheesy? And so we watched it over and over, and he was like, no, I think it works. And so,
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, we're like, okay, I was like, all right, I think this works. I think people are going to dig it. And for the most part, I think it's like 80-20 split. 80% everybody loves it. I think they think it's fun.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, I enjoyed it because it kind of reminded me of the Mortal Kombat game, but
yeah,
more so, I'm taking it back even further. We're going back to Sonny Chiba's Street Fighter, baby. That's right.
wow.
Yeah, I take it. That's right. I go all the way back
Oh yeah,
for a little X-ray vision fun. But
yeah,
I think Romeo Must Die had that.
yeah.
too.
Romeo Must Die did too,
Yeah.
for sure.
But
And
no,
then,
I get it. You're trying to beef up the fight. Yeah,
yeah, and then look, I mean, Renfield did it,
Yeah.
recently and stuff.
I
like
kind
that.
of expected more of it actually, like towards the end. I thought it was
Well,
gonna
yeah, I think that's because, like, again, it's like we did it sparingly. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
for me,
Gotcha. You don't want to
there was some
overdo it.
technical stuff at the end fight where he kills the cop.
Right.
And we do the same X-ray thing with the neck. And I felt like if we did it here, this helps me later on explain that the dude's neck got snapped. And so it wasn't without the X-ray. It was a little bit of a stretch. But if you do
Right.
the X-ray thing, you're like, oh fuck, okay, I get it. He fucking snapped the guy's neck, or his neck cracked.
Yeah.
Everything. So it was definitely ended up being a much better story tool at the end of the day. So I was like, all right, let's go for it. And like I said, I still think it's a pretty good 80-20 split right now.
Yeah, yeah. Amari was great in the film too.
Amori is awesome. Again, he was a late addition to the cast, and I thought it was, again, a good piece of casting for Brandon. Brandon has a really great knack of casting and putting together a very eclectic team. So, he was, when he mentioned him, I said, dude, I love Amari. Amari is awesome, and he's a great guy, and we plan on working together soon again. So he's great.
Has Jamie played a role like this before?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And we talked about this with Jamie and I talked about her character quite a bit, because we're like, how do we make her not so archy? So it's like it's easy to go over the top. And so she was like, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to make it really subtle. I'm gonna make it really dangerously subtle. And I thought it was so I love the way she played it and took it, and it was just really, really low key and dangerous. So I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was. I thought she did a great job, but I was curious because I don't think I've ever seen her play this kind of part, and she did a great job.
She did a great job.
You didn't want to fuck with her. You did not want to mess with her.
I mean, she has no hesitation.
No, and look at there's old Paul.
By the way, there's another, like, an edited scene where Jamie King is married with kids. So there was a part in the movie where she goes. So like we talked to her, and I still think it should have made the cut, but whatever. I digress. So it was a one shot. It was actually a scene, but then we just did it in one shot where she's like, she has this call with the cartel guys or whatever. Basically, she has a call with the guy she was money to. She turns around, and then her little kid runs up, and she gives the little kid a hug, and she's like, hi. And we see like, oh, fuck, this is just a mom too.
Right.
And then her husband walks up, and they kind of just hug, and they're like, oh, then you see, it's like, I always felt that's even more evil. Like, you're like, whoa, you were an actual regular person. Like, it humanized her in a bit that made it a little bit more, again, we talk about Sopranos quite a bit. I mean, these were villains, man. These are murderers, but they had real lives too.
Yeah, yeah. It would have worked if it.
It totally works.
Yeah.
It totally works.
Yeah. And look at Dermot over here.
Dermot just
he's so good.
Keep it rocking.
So what location did you shoot a lot of the fights?
So this was in Coachella in Indio, California. This was at Fantasy Springs Hotel and Casino. This one here, the arena, is in Santa Clarita, California.
All right. Nice.
Same location, same filming location where they had the American Sniper set. Same area. So this was in a casino parking structure.
I'm loving the style he's rocking here.
Yeah.
It's
I remember
great.
he was like, "Don't wear glasses." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, you're wearing glasses, dude. You're cool as shit. Come on, you gotta wear glasses."
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. And man, I mean, for all you UFC fight fans and MMA fans, I mean, you got Cowboy in here. Donald.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cowboy is the man. Period. I mean, he's a legend.
Oh yeah.
He was the real deal. And it's also, it's interesting when you have so many like fighters and then you have like the real deal show up, like actor fighters, and then the real deal shows up. And you're like, oh fuck, there's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference in their explosive power and athleticism when you're talking about, somebody that can fight for camera and that's somebody that an actual UFC legend that's banged it out with the best of them.
Yeah,
so,
he is a legend. He's
and a true gentleman, man. He's like that Cowboy's the cowboy, but he's definitely like a gentleman, man. He's a good dude, soft spoken. He did his thing. And this was like a really good fight for the movie. This was like the only real full fight that we got.
Yeah. Is this your favorite fight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would say it's the only real fight we have. We had a little bit we had a little bit more time with that. There was a little less kind of behind the scenes things that were happening that allowed us to do it. So
they did some grappling on the ground, little ground and pound. That was great. Yeah. And Donald, in 3 Days in Malay, he did a great job as an actor.
Yeah,
he's getting better and better. This guy.
Yeah,
man.
he can do it.
Yeah. And then there's also that thing. I mean, I know you say that when the real deal guys show up.
Oh yeah,
you're like holy shit. But then there's like the new guys, like the real deal. They're the real deal, but they never done movie fighting.
Yep.
And so even they need to like learn how to pull their punches, but still make it look powerful. So it's a learning process both ways.
It is. Like I called my buddy in Cub Swanson, another UFC.
Yes, I thought that was Cub.
It is Cub. Yeah, that's my boy. Like he's from out here. He's from here. We're from the same town, and we've been friends for 20 years.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So, we've seen each other come up. And he's become who he's become. So it's awesome. So it's been great. So I was like, dude, I'm doing this fight movie. And he knows Grillo and he knows Cowboy. So he's like, I'll come and do some shit. So
hell yeah! Shout out to Cub and
Big
Donald for sure. Yeah, shout out to those guys, man.
Yep.
This hit right here. Bam! That was a great hit.
Right.
That was great. Done. That's it. And it followed it up with the punch right after that. It was great.
1-2.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. There's that ground and pound earlier.
Right.
Yeah, he had to pull him off of Donald in that one.
Yep.
Yeah. And it just got intense.
Paulie Sloan.
Yeah, man. He's great.
Yeah, and then we go into just kind of like, okay, time to finish up, time to get busy. And again, it's one of those things where it's like this movie takes a turn in the third act. And I think it's because it's 2024. People go, was that weird? I'm like, no, not if you're sticking in the 80s vibe. Like in the 80s, the buddy comes back and you guys go fucking kick ass and tie it all up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's a genre trope that I think now you're like, oh yeah, what happened? And then you're like, yeah, this is the way it goes. You fucking call the badass to come help you out.
That's right.
And you fucking lay waste to the town. It's Yojimbo, dude. Like, you want me to get so hardcore fucking movie nerd? It's Kurosawa's Yojimbo. You come in, you're a lone samurai, you beat everybody's ass, and you walk out.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's it.
I don't know. It's like there was funny because like third act.
Who had issues with that?
Well, I believe you. There's some critics that are like, it takes a weird turn the third act. I'm like, if you're watching fucking a drama, but if you're watching an 80s fight flick, this is it.
Yeah. Like, and this was obviously a great throwback movie. I mean, it was obviously a throwback, for sure. Which I'll get to.
And I think people forget what throwbacks were because I mean, not me. All I do is watch movies, so I have a weird thing. Like during the day, I watch the old school like 80s, 80s flicks. And at night I watch the new shit. You know, it's kind of a
Yeah.
weird thing. Like
Yeah.
any given day, you come over to my house, I'm watching fucking RoboCop or Die Hard or
Oh,
whatever during the day, and then at night
classics.
we're watching fucking Schindler's List and
There you
what's
go.
the
Yeah.
point?
Shit, I can go all the way back to silent movie era
Oh
films.
yeah,
I mean, there's so many good movies out there.
yep,
Yeah. But now things have taken a turn
yeah.
for
Drive by.
the worse here.
Yep.
Things heat up. That's
Yeah.
it.
Right, here we go.
Call the
drama
badass.
is here, and guess what? Atkins shows up. It's time
Yeah.
to call time to call the badasses, team up, and go take care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then here we go. We wrap it all up. Time to kick some ass and take names.
Man, the shootout in the gym, man. How long did it take to do that scene?
A day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, again, we didn't have much time, man. Like for multiple reasons. You know, like I said, the story behind making the movie is probably more interesting than the movie.
Yeah.
This one being one of them. You know, like for a lot of reasons, we didn't have time when we thought we had time for a variety of reasons. You know, so we had to get all this shit in a day. You know, and so
Copy that.
we were able to shoot that gym up. I mean, we shot more things in the gym, but this shootout itself
Yeah.
took a day. You
Wow.
know, like we were just smashing shit before lunch, and then we closed things up after lunch, kind of
Copy
thing. The way I split it up. But again, coming from that guerrilla action world and understanding how to shoot things quickly and efficiently, you know, you kind of become good at that. And then of course you're dealing with pros that are amazing at their job, and they're great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Gets
Yeah,
intense.
this is the shot here where he
Right there.
right there, he smashes his head in. You're like, sorry. So this gym is like, you know, this gym I go to, you know, and this is my buddy's gym. I work out there too when I can. And so that's Joel Diaz, my boys Joel Diaz in Indio, California, and that's Timothy Bradley's coaches. I mean, they got famous for coaching Tim Bradley, coaching Cub Swanson. So it's all just one kind of Coachella Valley, Southern California family out here. So
Nice. And there's Cub throwing down
right there. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff.
Bam, 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 bam,
That's
boom!
what it's all about, hitting that heavy bag.
Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Lights out.
Yeah, man.
Lights.
Oh yeah.
out.
Oh yeah. 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 Really enjoyed it, brother. I love the throwback vibe because I'm just like you, 80s kid. Just like you, man.
Me too.
And this is what it's all about. But you get the fights. I know they're, like you said, there's some of them are brief. I get it.
Yeah.
But
And again, like the thing is, I know, like we know, and we wish. Look, I'll candid on your podcast. Sometimes we know, we wish it wouldn't have been that way. There's reasons that, again, that are in the vault that we'll never realize why, but they were, and we try to make the best of it. And that's movie making, man. And that's independent movie making in a nutshell. We try to make the fucking best of it, you know?
There you go. There you go. You heard it from the man himself. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film, brother. But going back to segueing to my father.
Yeah.
While watching this, I'm having a good time enjoying it. But while watching this movie, man, this is not. I don't want nobody to get sad. Okay, I don't want nobody to get depressed right now. This is a celebration of art today. Okay, and this is a good thing. What I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So when I'm watching the movie, I thought of my father, and you know, rest in power. And the whole time, I'm just like thinking to myself, he would have loved this movie.
That's awesome.
Because me and him watched movies like this all of the time. Yeah. We love this kind of genre. Like you said earlier, Lionheart, Undisputed Films.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to, you know, Charles Bronson.
Yep.
You know, his fight movie. It's skipping my head right now. I love that movie too. But yeah, we watched, this is our genre. Yeah. We would sit down together and we would watch this. And I'm sitting there with a smile on my face, watching Lights Out and thinking about him and imagining him right beside me, watching and smiling and enjoying it together. So, you know, that's a good feeling. You know,
that's awesome. And that's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you, Christian, and everybody else involved that worked really hard to make this movie.
A lot of people busted their ass on this thing.
Yeah, you made Samurai Guy feel at home. Had a warm feeling watching Lights Out, and this is what it's all about right here, baby. Yeah.
Look at these motherfuckers right
Look
here.
at all these badasses. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
I love you scoured the internet. This is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, we had a great time. These are great people, man.
Yeah. Everybody working hard.
We busted our
Yeah.
ass on this
Yeah.
movie, man.
And you can see it on screen. You can see the hard work, man.
It was a very, very, it was very, very challenging shoot for a lot of reasons, and we pulled it off. So that's why it's one of those things where when you come out the other end of it, and you're able to celebrate and put your movie out, and people dig it, and people like yourself just said what you said. I mean, that, like all the blood, sweat, and tears is worth it. You know, it's worth it to this artist. So
Yes, sir.
we
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. We thank you, sir.
Hey, appreciate it. We appreciate what you guys do. We support what you guys do. That's what this channel is all about. So you guys, hey, Amazon Prime right now. Make sure you guys check out Lights Out, baby. It's got the fights. It's got some shooting, but it's got heart. It's got a little bit extra. It's got a good amount of meat. But most importantly, for guys like me and Christian, it has that 80s throwback vibe, baby. That's what it's all about. We're going to bring those kind of movies back. We bringing them back. That's right. That's right. So, Christian, thanks again for being here, brother. Yeah, man. This is your second home, man.
Fun way to spend a Saturday. I love it, dude.
I appreciate it, man. It's your second home. We got to talk shark movies and thrillers.
Yeah. Next time, I'm there, bro.
And I'm gonna give Lights Out a thumbs up. Christian, get in the shot, man. Get in the shot.
Thumbs up. All the thumbs.
That'll be a thumbnail right there. Thumbnail.
All the thumbs, all the ups. Yeah.
But yeah, don't go anywhere, Christian. But all you badasses watching right now, well, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoying it here. Thanks again for watching. Chucky says, right on. Thanks for sharing your history. Congratulations on your success.
Thanks, Chucky.
Very inspirational. Really quickly before I wrap it up, we had a question here from Twitch. Let's see. How do you avoid copyright?
You know what? That's the producer's problem. It wasn't mine. Like, I'm like, you deal with that, bro. Like I think we talked about that. It was, like I said, it's one thing. A lot of people bring up stuff. Like, I'm like, most of the time we've had all those conversations. So at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know, man. That's on you. I'm gonna go fucking make this thing.
Right.
You can deal with the fucking legal shit.
But yeah, shout out to Brandon, Chad, everybody involved with this project. Watch Section 8, The Night Crew, Vigilante Diaries, and most importantly, Lights Out. And I can't wait to see
Sesma verse right there. That's the good Sesma verse right there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I can't wait to see what you do next, brother. Don't go anywhere, Christian. But I'll see all you badasses on the next one. Keep watching movies. Keep the action and martial arts movie genre alive, baby. Keep them throwback movies alive. And see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Bam.